Hi everyone, Megan here from Romance by the Book with the lovely Marielle, and it is March, and we are reading Of Fate and Fire by Amanda Bouchet.
Is a novella, so these are going to be quick.
Yep.
But it's kind of a fun one because it's a it takes an event that happened in the Kingmaker Chronicles series. Piers is the oldest brother in the like ruling family there is like anti the heroine and tries to get rid of her in a way that instead makes him disappear. And we get to see where he ended up and what happened to him, which is really pretty fun.
Yes, definitely. So that all takes place at the very beginning of book three, Heart on Fire. If anybody wants to go back and look at that, he does, of course, explain it a little bit further into this story. But we start with the prologue, which is our heroine, Sophie. Full name Sophronia Heraclitus. She is from a big Greek
Very Greek
family.
name.
Yes. She lives in the Connecticut boonies, basically. And
She's a
she's a high
teacher
school
and
French teacher.
yeah, it's really, it's a very like for the series that we're in, it's such a like homey and tame and like not
Not fantasy.
magical
Yeah.
at all beginning.
Yes. So she gets home for the day and she's shortly before the holidays and she finds a package from her old pen pal, Erin. She's confused because she's like, we used to write all the time, and eventually it sort of just dwindled down to like holiday cards. Like, we're definitely not sending gifts. Like, I don't know what this is.
It is, it is, even as she opens it, it's like not any less confusing because it's like, I know that she's like, huh? Like the gods exist to give
It's a
this
note
to.
that's in like a code of some kind, which he used to send to her a lot, but it's been a while. And it's also a like a crystal that's like a she describes as like a glacial blue that glows in her presence. She can like feel its power. And so the pieces of paper in the box, she has to like put them together to basically make the puzzle fit. And it's a message which is only for her, and it is that the crystal is the shard of Olympus, and she has to keep it out of the hands of Novelite, who is his like billionaire baddie boss man that he works for. And she has to return it to Athena. And she's like, "What? Like, how the hell am I going to do that? If that's
Also,
even
like,
a real thing."
yeah, but she does like the thing is cold, it glows. Like she's kind of like, okay, well, weird.
Right. And obviously something
And
about her heritage makes him think that she's the one to do this and that it's possible
we
for her to do
do
it.
get in that prologue that her last name like means that she's like a descendant of Hercules or something. And so
Yeah.
that's, like like she's tied to the myths in that way, but like
Right.
no one believes that that's
That that's like a real thing.
real.
Yeah. And so, oh yeah, I wrote that down. Her name literally means wise son of Heracles, basically. So yeah, or Hercules in Roman mythology. So yeah, it basically everybody like knows that as an accepted thing, but yeah, nobody really thinks it's like a real thing.
Yeah.
And so then we get to chapter one, and we are with Piers of Senta.
As we should mention too, that she like in this chapter, they're like, she always makes she's like a fun teacher, I guess. So she always like bakes a special thing with her family that she like it's part of their Christmas traditions is to bake this thing that she then brings to school.
It's like a
And
chocolate
so
Yule log type cake, is what it sounds like a roll, like a chocolate roll cake or whatever. Um, but yeah, so Pierce of Senta, he has fallen out of nowhere to an unfamiliar location after the misguided events at the beginning of Heart on Fire. He's in New York City, though he doesn't know that. That doesn't mean anything to him. Like,
we get to know because it says like welcome to the Big Apple and he's
right.
kind of like okay, I don't know what this apple is.
Yeah.
He also is very confused, like he remembers that his name is Pierce, but even that is a little hazy, so he is
Hmm.
real out of it, and he knows that he's out of it, but he also is like this isn't just me being confused, like I do not
Right. This
any,
is
like,
not the
this
same
is,
place I was before.
well, and there's not any recollection, like, nothing rings even a little bit familiar. So he is aware that he's not just confused, but
Right.
also he doesn't understand how he got there, where he is, none of it.
And everything, of course, looks wrong, especially cars. Like where he's from, they're still using like horses and chariot type things. And is he dead? Like he's like, no, surely this is not like surely I would remember if I was dead. Like he's
It's,
trying
yeah.
to think of like all the things it could
It's like,
be.
am I in the underworld? What has
Yeah.
happened?
And so yeah, he can't remember exactly what happened. He knows he went to talk to his brother Griffin and Griffin's wife Kat, who he's never liked, and then nothing. Like that's just the last thing that he remembers. And so he's clearly been in a fight though. His like nose is broken. He's like got bruises and stuff on him. Uh and as he's watching people cross the street, he sort of starts to figure out the white man walking means go, the red hand to stop, but he thinks it's some kind of magic, not just like people knowing what to do when that happens. Um and then this woman um kind of crosses the street dangerously, like in between
When she's
cars
not
coming.
supposed to.
And he's like, doesn't she know about the magic? Like he's very confused by this. And he's like, she's about to kill herself. But he can see that these men are following her. And so he feels the need to protect her. And so he involves himself in that.
Warrior self, like,
Yes, with his sword
pops up to
strapped to his back.
attention. He's like, I can save, I don't know where I am or what I'm doing or what's happening or who these people are, but I can save a damsel.
Right. She
I
needs help, and I am here. Yep. And so he fights off one of the guys, and then the other one is chasing her, and he chases them. He catches up, he knocks the guy out, and he helps kind of rescue her. And so that's Sophie, obviously our heroine. She is lamenting how much her life has changed in just a few days since that package came to her house. Um, so they start talking a little bit, exchange some like names and some info, and
he he is talking in a way that she's like, are you part of a reenactment? Are you like an actor that's like staying in character?
right. Well, yeah, because
What
he's
is
got like
this?
a tunic on or whatever, and like a
In the winter, like,
yeah.
it's winter in New York, and she's like,
You're not
aren't you
dressed for the
cold?
weather, sir. Like, let me help you. So the first thing they do is go to like a men's clothing store and get him some
He
pants
is
and a
real
jacket.
uncomfortable with her buying things for him,
Yes.
but he has these gold coins that she's like, oh, no, no. Like, we put that away. We will
Don't know how to exchange those. Don't know what they're worth. So let me just take care of this for you.
temporarily, it'll be fine.
Yeah.
It's kind of a fun, it's kind of fun because he, like, this is so different from like what he feels should happen
Right.
and how he feels like he should be taking care of the situation or taking charge, but he doesn't know what's going on.
He has no clue.
So anyway, she buys him some cargo pants and he loves all the pockets,
Yes.
and
And a nice jacket and a sweater. And as they're talking, of course some of the stuff he's saying sounds insane, but she can tell that he at least thinks he's telling the truth. Like if not it being the actual truth, just based on like how he's talking.
so, like, I think if she hadn't received that letter with the shard and the thing, that she might not have ever, like, she might not have ever even slightly believed anything other than, like, maybe we need to get this man to a hospital. But because of everything else that's been going on, she's
Yeah.
just like, okay, weird, but
But here we are.
maybe.
Everything is weird right now. Yeah. And also, she doesn't really know what to think about it. Like, is he there to help her? She now has to help him. She can barely help herself. Like, what, what is she gonna do? But she knows that she's glad that she's not alone anymore. And that is
To
basically,
have like a 8 pack, so
yeah.
there's that.
There's there's always that. That can help in its own way every time. So
Hey,
yeah,
moral,
she's
it,
glad to
it
not be
like
alone.
helps
And
lift the spirits if
yes.
nothing else, right? Jeez.
And so they clearly need to make a plan. But yes, that is the end of chapter 2. So we're going to be zipping through this one. We hope you guys enjoy it, and we'll see you next week.
See.